Too bad.
Hello, hello, hello.
All right. I don't know if it'll help you or not. Some of you won't need it. I think some of you would like it. This is today's PFG, and I made this sheet where you can hopefully maybe more do it step by step. And I saved this sheet on LMS. So, you know, if, I understand you may not all have access to a printer, but if you have access right now to a printer, you can switch over to LMS. Let's see, you don't see it like I see it, so this won't all be exactly the same. But if you go to, I don't know where it is. Let's see. There. If you go to LMS, you should have something that says PFG 7.3. Again, I don't know how your display lays out. And then there's this file, worksheet chemistry 7 redox step by step 1. So if you have access to a printer and want to use this document, feel free to print it right now and do the work on it. If you don't have access to a printer, you can still do this on just blank paper or lined paper, whatever the case may be. Now, how this is going to work today. Wish I'd thought of this yesterday, but I didn't. How this is going to work today is I am going to ask you to work ahead, and you don't have to do the whole thing. You can just do one step at a time, and then I will come behind you, so to speak, and do it, and you can check and see if you did it right or not. And if you have questions about why you didn't do it right or whatever, you can ask those questions. And by the time we get to the end of this, you will have all the work on paper, and you will turn in the work. And if you're following along, you'll have it all and you'll have it right. And then you can turn that in to the chemistry inbox on Google Drive. Now, some of you are having trouble, some people in all of the classes are having a little trouble with the inbox on Google Drive. I'm strongly suspicious that it's because you're not signed into Google under your GCS address. So let's see. Here's Google. And notice I've got this little D in the corner that says Dan Carpenter at GeneseeChristianschool.com. But I also have my personal account, and I could just as easily have been signed in with my personal account, and then all of a sudden I don't have access to it's not going to mess around with it. Once I sign in with my other account, I don't have access to my Google Drive anymore. So you need to be signed in your GCS email to have access to the drive, because that's how the drive's set up. Only people with GCS emails can modify it so that every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the world can't mess with me. And I don't know why it's only Tom, Dick, and Harry that mess. I guess mostly it's guys, all except for maybe Hike or something. I don't know. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Is she here? All right, so here's our PFG, and we're going to go ahead and do this. And if you have not, go ahead and start on the first step. And as I say, in a minute or two or three, I will start doing it, and you can see and double check and see what you're doing wrong and get it right if you are wrong. But you really would be helpful if you were asking questions if you don't understand. So go ahead and do that. Okay, panel set up. Stupid. Again, if you have questions about any of this, ask. Two times 1 times 5 is 10. 1 times 2 times 1 is 2. Plus 8. Yes, Kylie?
Why did you put a 2 in front of the first N?
All right, so right here, it says balance the elements using coefficients. And I had 2 N's right there, but only 1 right here. So I had to put the coefficient to make 2 N's on both sides.
Okay, thank you.
Now, if you will notice, I'm matching the color that I did the step to crossing off the letter of the step. Just something little, maybe it'll help you see what goes with what. Maybe it won't. Hopefully it will. Let's see, 2 and 8. 8 is least common multiple. So 2 times 4 is 8. And 1 times 4 is 4. And 1 times 4 is 4. Okay. Remember to ask questions if you need any answers. Well, let's see. Original equation is up back up at the top. I need to go back up to the top. I'm going to cheat and copy and paste it instead of rewriting it. I mean, it's not really cheating, except for when you're doing it on paper, you can't do that. Oh, and I'm also going to need some more space here. Okay, so 4ZN, 2, the N came from right there, so 2. Or ZN, so 4ZN. And N2 came from right here, and there's just one of them, so no coefficient there. All right, so we did this. Now, okay, this step, like usual, we don't need. Balancing charges, so, oops, I forgot to write something here. Okay, I forgot to write for I, which I told you to write in the notes, which is coefficient times oxidation number. So 4 times 0 is 0. 2 times -1 is -2, so this side's -2. 4 times +2 is 8. 1 times 0 is 0. So this side is +8, which means we have to add 10 to make those equal. So that's plus 10 H plus. Done. So let's see, 10 hydrogens there. So that would take, that's too light. So for 10 hydrogens, I would need 5 H2O. Now let's double check to see if they balance. There's 5 oxygens and 1 more. 5 here and 1 is 6 oxygens. Six oxygens. And then, so over here I have 2 times 3 is, woohoo, 6 oxygens. So it looks good. And this is a correctly balanced equation. All right, that's it. If you're done, turn it in. If you have questions, this is an excellent time to ask. We'll do probably tomorrow, we'll do one like this for PFG that we work through. You work ahead of me and then can check back. And probably next week, we'll do one of these where you work ahead and check back. And then probably the second day next week, we'll do one where you just do it on your own. So while you have the chance for questions, this is, while you have the chance for questions, you should ask questions. And I will, if you like this sheet, but you can't print it out, but like maybe your dad can at work or something, let me know and maybe I can get it ahead of time so that he can get a copy, or she, your mom, can get a copy printed out if that works for anybody. Don't forget you have a quiz today. The quiz is at supposed to be finished by 3 o'clock. And once you're done with this, you're free to leave. I will stay online for several minutes for anyone who might have questions. Make sure you turn it in to the chemistry inbox on my Google Drive, and make sure you are signed into Google as on your GCS account.